Hello, welcome to another edition of The Stench of Truth. I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about the candidates in the 2008 presidential election. Previously I had spoken about Ron Paul, and I'm certainly a Ron Paul supporter in the sense that I support the idea of a president that is constitutionally grounded. And I support his positions on pretty much everything. A non-interventionist foreign policy, and certainly a strict adherence to constitutional government. Okay, so I'll say a little bit more about him later, but right now I'm going to talk about a few other people. First of all, let's just get the Republicans out of the way right away. Rudy Giuliani. Worse than Bush. Absolutely terrible candidate in more ways than I can number. As far as having neocons within the administration, you're looking at something that's even worse than Bush is, with a neocon presence with Rudy Giuliani as president. So he's a definite no. Fred Thompson, definite no. He's not going anywhere, and thankfully so, because I see him as being almost as bad as Giuliani. As for the rest of the Republicans, they're pretty much all in the same boat, although it seems right now that there is a certain push on to have McCain come out from hiding, so to speak, and it may be that he'll turn out to be the front runner in this race. Unfortunately for Ron Paul, I still stick by my earlier statements on the matter, and I think that people are too afraid to vote for him. I think that they fear change, and not only is there a fear of change, there's also a certain lethargy amongst the voters, and there's a certain inertia that builds up over time. And I think that people, even though they may feel that Ron Paul's message is a good one, they won't vote for him because of that radical change that would come with his presidency. And it's complacency, it's fear, it's lethargy, it's all of those things that will keep him from getting into office. I hope I'm wrong, but I still stick by that, and I will stick by that until I'm proven wrong. But let's look at the Democrats. On the Democrat side, the pro-labor candidate is without a doubt Dennis Kucinich. And here's a man that even Ron Paul admires. So you got to give some kudos to him. If you're thinking about a secondary candidate, even for you Ron Paul supporters out there, Kucinich is the guy to go to. I'll tell you, I haven't seen anybody with such a progressive program to help labor in this country, and that is you and me and the regular working people in this country, as Kucinich. As much as he's a sort of joke candidate to so many people, he really does have a very positive and strong message. So if you're not already behind Ron Paul and you're looking for somebody that is really focused on helping regular people in this country, then it's Dennis Kucinich. The next possibility on the Democrat side would be John Edwards, a lot further down the list than Kucinich, of course, but he makes the promise at least that corporate lobbyists will be banned from the White House while he's president. One can hope that this would translate also into a big gain for wage earners in this country and labor in general. It's not as strong a conviction as we get from Kucinich, but certainly Edwards is better than most of the other Democratic candidates. But I do not want to leave out Bill Richardson, because he also is somewhat progressive in his platform. So of the three, unfortunately Kucinich is in the same boat as Ron Paul. I don't see him going anywhere. I see the same thing on the other side of the aisle, so to speak, even though there's no difference between the two parties as far as I'm concerned, between Kucinich and Ron Paul, because the Democrats, just like the Republicans that would vote for him won't do so because they fear some of the things that he is proposing. But more so in the case of Kucinich, it's that idea, and this would be true for Ron Paul as well. It's the idea that if you vote for him, it's going to take away something from your party. So those people who are staunch Republicans or staunch Democrats, they're not going to vote for Paul or Kucinich because they don't want to not give the support to their party. So it's going to come down to some, ridiculous candidate. And what I see happening right now, if things continue along the way they are, I do not see Huckabee lasting. I see him fading out of the picture. I do not see Mitt Romney going a distance either. All of the other Republicans are pretty much non-entities. But the surge with McCain, I predict, will keep him in the race. And it may be that he'll be the candidate on the Republican side. I guess you could say that's my prediction. On the Democrat side, I predict that Clinton and Obama, both unelectable for different reasons, although I must give Obama some credit for admitting past drug usage. Clinton, unelectable just because she's who she is. I just think there are too many people polarized against her, and they hate her. And there's a lot of animosity towards her. While she does have her supporters, she has too many people who just don't want her in office. So Obama, Clinton, out of the picture, unless Al Gore decides to run, which I consider very, very improbable. I predict that John Edwards will be the Democratic candidate, and while he's no Dennis Kucinich, he at least does have some progressive ideas and is pro-labor. So there you have it, my talk on the candidates. Thank you. Good night.